Now I welcome you to the now. Because I've come to find now is really all there is. And now, to be now means to be new. Means to evolve consciously in your consciousness, provided that you are present, fully present. Instead of always being about later on and how we want to come across and defending ourselves against what we perceive to be our attacks from others, or where people are being critical, or where we're not meeting the demands of the world or the demands of other people, and we feel bad about ourselves, and why we feel bad about ourselves, and how we can learn to feel better, to be better. To not give into this hype, which is really controlling everything and the problem of everything and the reason for all problems, all war, all suffering, all arguments ever between people are the result of fear. The fear of not being heard, of not being understood, of giving in to the other, of being less than. Because we always want to belong to, we want to own, we want to be in charge, we want to be right. But what's really missing is that we really listen to each other. But when we are now, we do that. We listen, we learn something. When we let go of always wanting to come across a certain way, or always having an ulterior motive. Only hearing what we want to hear is also one of the realities we got to deal with. We got to look at that, we human beings, because we all are like that. And in German, there's a great thing about truth. Truth is Wahrheit. But then there's also such a thing called Wahrnehmung. Nehmen is take. Wahr is true. What you take for truth. Wahrnehmung is perception. Your perception is your reality. That's how it is for each and every one of us, right? But because of that, we all live in separate realities from each other. And sometimes we can stand on our heads, or try everything we can. We're not getting through to the other person. There's just a language barrier. Even though we speak the same language, English, German, or whatever. That's why Kinding is really about communication. Real communication, through which we create community. Because we all are there. We're all one people. And it's time for us to unite, now more than ever. What's keeping us separate? What is the danger here? What is the enemy here? Let me tell you, it's not this virus as much as it's not terrorism or whatever you perceive to be the problem is, or even capitalism, consumerism. That's not the problem. The politics, the Trumps or the Bidens of the world, or whoever, or even the Hitlers of the world, they are not the problem. We created them, rather. So we need to take responsibility. The problem never exists outside of us. Like the answers, we cannot find them outside of us. We only can listen within ourselves. That's where we can find who we are. And the first step there is that we need to realize ourselves. That's where the journey begins. But then the crucial and the many times missing second step is the actualization. Is the putting this awareness into practice by living it day by day by day. And we can do that wherever we are. We have an opportunity to grow and to evolve naturally if we just open ourselves up instead of always being about wanting to be right. Only hear as long as we hear what we want to hear, and then we just tune off, and then we just wait for us to say something. But that's why we stay separate from each other. And the only way for us to unite, and we can do this anywhere, even with the most difficult situations in your life. People who are most difficult for you and you think they never understand you or you never understand them, and you always argue with these people. There is a way for you to find a language so you can make peace, so you can come together. I cannot really teach you that, but I can help you find that for yourself. Real communication, through which we create community.